So let's dive right into this explainer. We are looking at a massive, game-changing shift happening right now in the 2026 AI landscape. I mean, if you've been paying attention, you know we're rapidly moving away from artificial intelligence that just, thinks and generates ideas to AI that actually does the work for us. It is an absolutely fascinating evolution, and today we're going to unpack exactly what that means for you.
Just think back maybe a year or two ago. While 2024 and 2025 were all about these generative models churning out text or code on demand, the new standard in 2026 is, well, entirely different. We're now looking at AI systems executing complex workflows without us needing to constantly watch over their shoulder. We have literally moved from mere content creation straight into autonomous action.
To get a grip on this shift, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll meet the AI contenders, then see how they differ, look at some real-world use cases, cover the risks and limitations, and finally, explore the hybrid AI future. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Meet the AI contenders. Let's see exactly who is stepping into the ring. In one corner, we've got our reigning champion, Generative AI. Now, by 2026, this tech is incredibly sophisticated. It handles text, audio, and video all at once. Think of it like a brilliantly talented writer or coder who is honestly just glued to their chair. But there's a catch, right? It operates in a single-turn prompt-dependent manner, meaning if you don't give it a command, it just sits there. It waits, generates, and then stops. And in the other corner, we have the new heavyweight, Agentic AI. The really fascinating thing here is that Agentic AI possesses what we call goal persistence. It's basically a tireless digital employee. Instead of feeding it a prompt, you give it an objective, like, hey, optimize this week's sales report. It plans, it reasons, it connects to your tools, and it works tirelessly until the job is actually done. No hand-holding required. So the crucial takeaway here is exactly this phrase. Generative AI creates, but Agentic AI completes. One builds the ideas and does all that heavy cognitive lifting of pattern recognition, while the other actually grabs the baton and crosses the finish line for you. Moving on to Section 2, how do they differ? Let's break down their core structural differences. When we put them side by side like this, the absolute biggest differences jump right out at you, specifically regarding autonomy and memory. Generative AI, it requires you to be constantly at the wheel, and it really only has short-term memory. Agentic AI, however, boasts high autonomy and persistent memory. You hand it the map, but it actually drives the car and navigates any roadblocks completely on its own. To put this into a real-world perspective for you, a generative model will write a brilliant customer service email for you, sure, but it's totally prompt-dependent. An agentic system, on the other hand, because it connects directly to external APIs and enterprise systems, it will write that email, send it through your CRM, track the customer's replies, categorize those responses based on sentiment, and then actually schedule a follow-up meeting on your calendar entirely on its own. It's literally the difference between having a fancy typewriter and having a highly proactive assistant. Now, you might be wondering, how does it actually do all that? Well, it uses something called the SPA loop. That's S-P-A-E. It's actually a lot like how we humans work. First, it senses its environment. Then, it plans by breaking a massive goal down into bite-sized steps. Next, it acts by triggering your software tools. And finally, it evaluates, asking itself, okay, did that actually work? It just loops through this constantly until your objective is fully achieved. Okay, Section 3, real-world use cases. Let's see this AI in action out in the wild.
Make no mistake, generative AI is still the absolute king of shaping ideas. Today, it's driving up to 80% of content ideation across industries. Whether you're rapidly prototyping code, generating UI concepts, or drafting articles, Gen AI is absolutely your ultimate creative partner. It is still, without a doubt, the best way to turn a blank page into a brilliant first draft in mere seconds.
Meanwhile, Agentic AI is taking over the serious heavy lifting. It acts just like a 24/7 junior engineer. Take customer refunds, for example. An agent can read a support ticket, check the database for eligibility, process the refund, update your CRM, and email the receipt entirely on its own. It's slashing operational workloads by up to 70% in complex industries like healthcare and finance. It is just incredible. Section 4, risks and limitations, because we definitely need to navigate the potential dangers here. We all know generative AI can hallucinate false facts, right? But because it can't take action, the damage is essentially trapped right there on your screen.
The real danger with agentic AI, though, is error propagation. Because these agents chain actions together, if it makes a bad decision at step one, that error cascades like falling dominoes. It can spread across your CRM, your emails, and your financial databases before you even realize it happened. So yeah, high autonomy definitely brings high risk.
Which brings us to Section 5, the hybrid AI future. Let's talk about how these two work together. So, which one do you choose? Well, the answer is you don't. The most successful organizations aren't just picking one, they're combining them into a wildly powerful human AI team. Think about it this way. Generative AI is the brain, imagining, reasoning, and producing ideas. Agentic AI is the body, actually interacting with the world, connecting to tools, and executing all that heavy lifting. And this brings us to the ultimate 2026 hybrid workflow. Notice where you are in this equation. Step 1. You, the human, are the visionary providing the goals and the essential guardrails. Step 2. Generative AI handles the creative heavy lifting, drafting your strategy or your code. And then step 3, Agentic AI takes that brilliant strategy and seamlessly executes the multi-step plan across all your integrated tools. It is such an incredibly exciting time to be building and working right now. We're no longer limited by what we can just create on a screen. We're empowered by digital systems that can take real-world action. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. If generative AI is your brain and agentic AI is your body, how will you orchestrate these digital workers to completely transform your own daily grind? Think about the bottlenecks in your work today and imagine a system that doesn't just suggest a fix, but actually implements it for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see what you build.